All right, well, I don't know what happened to that video, but we're going to try it again. So I was at dividing 4 into 1, which you can't do, so we have to add a decimal and a 0. 4 can go into 10. How many times? 2. Get an 8. 10 minus 8 is 2. Add a decimal. Drop down the 2 and goes 5. All right, so then you times that. Oh, what am I doing? Mrs. Van Zalen, what is wrong with you? It goes in there 2.5 times, which is 25%. Okay, just remember, it's 25%. All right, so, but that's not the end of our question. It says, how many postage stamps did he have left? Well, he had 59 times what? Times 3. So 59 times 3, 720, or put the 2 up there, 15, 16, 17. He had 177 what? 177 stamps. Got to have that label. All right, number 7 says write this big number right here in scientific notation. Well, I know that I'm going to start with 8 times 10. And I know I'm going that way with the decimal, so it's going to be a negative number. Now we just have to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So negative 5. 2.4 times 10 to the negative 4 means that decimal is going to go to the left. So I'm going to write 2, 4 here. Okay? I'm going to remember my decimal was here, and I'm going to count 4 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam, bam, bam. There's my answer. Here's my answer. Okay? Number 8 gives us a parallelogram. It shows us what the measure of angle A is, and it's going to ask us what's the measure of angle B. The trick is this angle and this angle are going to equal 180. Okay? So we're going to take 180 and subtract 70 from it. So there's 180 minus 70. What do you get? Why can't I do this? There you go, 110. See, that's why I shouldn't make videos at home. I'm tired. 110 degrees. And that's your answer. Measure of angle B is 110 degrees. Number 9 says compare 4.5 kilometers to 4,500 meters. What we need to do here is a unit conversion. So I want to go from kilometers to meters. So I have my kilometer up here. I'm going to put my other kilometer down here so that I can get rid of, cross-cancel that label. So 1 kilometer equals how many meters? You just need to have this in your brain. You need to know that a kilometer is 1,000 meters. Now I'm just going to multiply across. And what happens when I multiply? I'm going to move this decimal how many places to the right? 1, 2, 3. So I have my 4, my 5, my decimal's right here. 1, 2, 3. Ta-da! I end up with 4,500. So if I look at my test question, 4.5 compares to 4,500 how? Well, it's equal, right? Because we just figured out that 4.5 kilometers is actually 4,500 meters. Ding, ding. It would be equal. All right, on to number 10. Number 10 asks us just to divide 7 by 0.27 and then round it to the nearest whole number. So I'm going to make my decimal a whole number by moving the decimal over 2 places. That means I move this decimal over 2 places. Now I have 27 goes into 700 how many times? Well, 2, and that would be 54. I'm going to subtract that, and I'm going to get 16. Drop that 0. I'm going to guess, I don't know, 5. Let's try 5. That would be 35. That'd be 135. Well, let's just try 6. That'd be 2. That'd be 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, just too much. So we're going to go with 5, which was 135. All right, we're going to subtract that. To borrow from here, I get a 5, I get a 2. This decimal now has to go straight up here, right? And now I'm going to add a 0, drop it way down, 250. Oh my goodness. Well, that's going to be a lot. Let's just try 9. Okay, let's see. 9, that would be 63, that would be 18, that would be 243. That will work. 243. Now, I don't even have to do the rest of this math because I've been asked to round it to the nearest whole number. So at 25.9, what's the nearest whole number? Is it 25 or is it 26? Well, because this is greater than 5, it has to be, you're right, 26. So 26 would be the answer for that one. Now, excuse me, number 11. Where is number 11? There we go. It says find the sum, and we have positive 6 plus negative 11 plus positive 5 plus negative 7. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of stuff. What I'm going to do, and what I suggest you do, is let's just group our positives and our negatives together. We can do that because of the associative property of addition. Doesn't matter who I associate with. So I'm going to put my 6 and my 5. So if I add 6 and 5, that would be a positive 11. Plus, now I'm going to add my two like signs here, negative 11 and negative 7. Since they share a same side, it's going to be negative 18. Now remember what we learned. We got to take the difference between their absolute values. Well, 18 minus 11 is going to be what? Well, let's do it over here. That's going to be a 0 and a 7. Okay, so it's going to be 7. What is the greatest absolute value? 18. What is 18's sign? Negative. So it's going to be negative 7. Okay? All right, peeps. We should be really good at these by now. 1/5 is the fraction. How do I figure out the decimal? I divide 5 into 1. Well, it can't go, but it can go into 10, so it's going to be point what? 2. 0.2 is my decimal. Take 0.2, multiply by 100 to get our percent, and what's going to happen here is going to go zip, zip. It's going to be 20%. All right, now I have my decimal, 12 hundredths, so I'm going to put 12 over 100, but I can reduce that. I know I can reduce it by 4. 4 will go into 12 3 times. 4 will go into 100 25 times. So there's my fraction. Again, what do I have to do with a decimal? Just multiply times 100. Just move the decimal over 2 places. So 0.12 is the same as 12%. Okay? So that's how you get those answers. I hope you're getting that. All right, number 13 on the test, it asks us to find the area. How do you find the area? We just learned this. Base times height. Area equals base times height. Well, the base is 18. The height is 10. What's 18 times 10? 180. 180 what? Centimeters. 180 centimeters what? It's area, so it has to be squared. I'm looking for both of those labels and the right answer. All right, so this particular question is worth 3 points. All right, here we have variables. We have a times b plus a plus b if a equals a half and b equals a quarter. So the first thing, you're just going to plug these numbers into this formula. So I have 1/2 times 1/4 plus 1/2 plus 1/4. Okay, so far so good. I multiply this across, I get 1/8. Now, I know when I add, I must have common denominators. What do I have to multiply 2 by to get 8? 4. So this one's going to turn into 4/8. Plus, what did I have to multiply 4 by? 2. So this one's going to be 2/8. Now when I add, the denominator stays the same, and I add the numerator. I got 5, 6, 7. So my answer is 7/8. Number 15 is a simple cross multiplication question. So we cross multiply, you get 20W equals what? Well, what's 8 times 45? I don't know. Let's do it over here. 8 times 45. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 4 is 36. So I get 360. So 20 equals 360. That's not my answer. I have to divide 20 into 360. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both of them by 10 right now by simply taking off that 0. Okay? Now, 2 goes into 36. Easy peasy. 2 goes into 3 once. You get a 2, you get a 1, you get a 6. How many times does it go into 16? 8. That is right. So the answer is 18. Number 6 is another simple division problem. When you have 2.5c equals 0.125, you have to divide 2.5 into 0.125. All right, put it like this. Now I want this to be a whole number, so I'm going to move this decimal over one place. That means I'm going to move this decimal over one place. Can 25 go into 1? No. Can 25 go into 12? No. Can 25 go into 125? Yes. Think of this as money. 4 quarters would be $1. 5 quarters would be $1.25, so it's going to go in there 5 times. Ta-da! Don't forget these zeros, okay?